Welcome to episode 80 of the Frenemies Sports Podcast. Divisional round, recap, conference championship, pick'em. Kind of crazy. NFL season is almost coming to an end here. I feel like week one was just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, let's get started. First game on... Oh, actually, no, hold on. Records first. It was a sad week for Jake. We went with our heart, and the heart just got pounded. 5-5 total record. Jack is now 7-3 after 4-0 week. Hunter went 4-0. He's 8-2. Carter 3-1, 7-3. So Hunter right now is in the clubhouse, and Jake's in the bottom. Okay. Jaguars, Chiefs in Kansas City. You know, all good things have to come to an end. But I just want to say this. I could not be more proud of my Jaguars. They competed. They were in the game the entire time. If it wasn't for an Agnew fumble on the 2-yard line, they score there, and they honestly could have had a chance to win the game. Lawrence looked great. I'm extremely proud of my Jaguars, and we covered the spread even better.
Yeah, Jake, I'm here today just to simply rain on your parade. Very glad the Jaguars season end. I don't really have much to talk about that game.
They would have beat the Bengals.
I'll say this, I was in Cincinnati for the weekend. I had a great time with some great people. Went to Topgolf for the first time ever and I was dominating. Some of the best scores of my life.
It's not the Jackson O'Neal story.
No, I know. They had the game on in the background. It was so nice to watch the Jags just, lose to a one-legged quarterback. I'm very, very happy that team's run is done. Yeah, we're gonna catchphrase that. The run is done because nobody enjoyed that. It's an AFC South team with an annoying quarterback. Glad it's over.
Here's a great point. The lowly Jacksonville Jaguars affected Jack's mood and weekend makes me happy. And the fact that you're still just celebrating that after they lost by 7 to the number 1 seed just shows you how threatened you were by them. So I appreciate that. Carter, Hunter, any thoughts on this game?
Is Chad Henne ever going to retire?
No, and I think he has the best gig in football.
I didn't know he was still in the
He
league.
does get paid about what is his salary?
It's got it probably 2-3 million. I would say it was extremely I got a little mad when they brought up the Chad Henne thing because you knew that they were going to bring up his comeback when they led the victory against the Browns in 2020, which was just sad.
Hold on. I'm just making sure I have my dates lined up correctly. So, Patrick Mahomes' first start was in 2018. For the past 4 years, Chad Hennen? I suck with names. Has been paid basically $2 million, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, to watch the most talented quarterback we may have ever seen throw the football. It might be the best job in football. I don't hate it. I don't hate that take, but I don't think he'll ever retire. I think when Patrick Mahomes Jr. comes around and starts slinging footballs and has a little ankle roll up, Chad will trot in at the age of 76 and hand off the ball a couple times and trot like a old war horse off to the sideline and start throwing hand signals up again.
Yep.
No,
takeaway as well was the Chad Henne story. The Jags played good football, but Chad Henne.
Do you think if Patrick Mahomes Jr. comes along slinging footballs and Chad Henne's still there, do you think that means we'd get another 25 years of Uncle Jackson Mahomes? Because good Lord, I hope not.
You see, Jackson, here is why I don't think that kid is going to be successful. It's because of the wife.
Yeah, no, Brittany's a joke.
Because the dad's not going to be around, at home a lot of the time. So to me, he's
going to be raised by his mom.
And he's going to probably be...
you need a father figure in your life. Yeah. You need one.
Maybe he can ship him to, Patrick's dad and gets the majority of the time spent. But if it fits with the mom, he just... Yeah. Which is a sad story.
No, it really is. Because, if you think about it, if you're Patrick Mahomes' son, you feel like you'd have to be, the luckiest kid in the world. You have, your dad is, arguably he's going to go down as one of the greatest football players of all time. But then your wife is a lunatic that nobody likes. And then your uncle is a TikTok star that's only famous because of your dad. And on top of that, your uncle is just a flat-out loser.
I would like to say, I was scrolling through TikTok maybe a day or two ago, and I stumbled upon Jackson Mahomes is live. Oh,
How was that,
my
Hunter?
God. Now, I can't say the things I want to say, so I will mute myself. But my God.
Hunter, I'm very proud that you have restraint not to use some of the words you want to use. I'm very proud of you. Very proud. All right. If no one else has... I do want to say it. The Jaguars' future is very bright, though. I think they get a couple... Like a rookie receiver, you add on to Trevor, him, Etienne, Evan Ingram now is suddenly relevant. The Jaguars do have a good future. And then we'll talk about the Chiefs more in the next game. All right. After my team battled and lost by 7, Hunter's team decided to go there, legs up, and just take it all by the Philadelphia Eagles. Hunter, what a piss-poor performance. This was just gross to watch.
Well, my team will play the eventual Super Bowl game, so I don't want to hear it from you. Okay,
We played the Chiefs.
You played a goat. I think I knew the Giants' time was up. Okay, that's why I picked the Eagles. I think this was the max they were going to get this year. Is their future bright? Yes. Is it brighter than the Jaguars? By a
Whoa! Time out. Are we saying that Trevor Lawrence's future is not brighter than Daniel Jones? Is that what we're saying right now?
Not by a lot.
Okay, no, time out.
Okay, here.
No.
Okay, we're gonna nip it
Yes.
up.
No,
Right?
no.
No, it's
The
not.
Are you serious?
I said it is, but not by as much as people think it is.
Hold on.
I guarantee.
Hold on.
And the Giants have a
No.
better team.
We're not talking about
Hunter.
the Giants and Jags right now. We're talking about Daniel Jones versus Trevor Lawrence. Okay? And I'm a man who thinks that
Yes, Trevor Lawrence has a bright, but it's not by.
What is Daniel Jones' ceiling? What is Daniel Jones' ceiling?
Michael Vick.
Oh, please tell me you're not serious. Please tell me you're not serious. Daniel Jones' ceiling is maybe like a Kirk Cousins level type quarterback. Trevor Lawrence could be a top 5 quarterback.
Eli Manning.
That's a horrible take. That's horrible. That's so bad.
That's so bad.
You said ceiling.
Danny can move. Eli can't move.
This second year. Eli couldn't move either.
You think from what you
Daniel Jones is a top 5, top 10 running quarterback. Eli Manning could barely go 2 yards without him falling down.
Yeah, but Daniel Jones doesn't seem like a running quarterback.
Okay.
No, we're not doing the feeling thing again.
Okay, just going. Also, just
Hold on, wait. Can I get a word in here?
Of course. I do want to talk about something else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like Hunter and I, we say a lot of, outrageous stuff, but we always agree with it.
You do. You're butt buddies.
We kind of are. And I'm going to agree with you again here, buddy, because Trevor Lawrence has a better supporting staff offensively in Jacksonville, and his head coach is a former Super Bowl champion.
Dable is going to win the Coach of the Year.
He is a top 3 running back.
Kevin Stefanski won. Hold on. Can I have a minute? I just want a minute. That's all, and then after a minute, cut me off. Kevin Stefanski. All I want is a minute. Then you can say whatever you want. Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year, finishing in 3rd place in the AFC North, then he's finished in last place both times since. It's not a Coach of the Year.
Because he turned Baker Mayfield into some good quarterback.
I want 1 minute. I just want 1 minute, Jacob. Okay? So that's one thing right there. And you look at New York, who the hell is Daniel Jones throwing to? Because you're paying $20 million a year for Kenny Golladay. That was a bust. Kenny Golladay doesn't even get any snaps. And then on top of that, what do you have? You have like Darius Slayton out there. That's your wide receiver 1. And then who's your tight end? He doesn't have a tight end. His offensive line, yeah, sure, you got Andrew Thomas, but that's kind of all you got on the offensive line. And it's not like they're carried by the running game. Barkley does a great job, but Danny still has to throw, and Danny moves. Trevor Lawrence, he's a decent O-line. He's got Christian Kirk, who right now looks like a top 12 receiver in the NFL. Evan Ingram has revived his career in Jacksonville. And again, your coach has won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles as a quarterback. So I'm going to agree with Hunter on this one. I think Trevor Lawrence is better than Daniel Jones, but it is a lot closer than people think. Trevor Lawrence is this top 4, top 5 quarterback right now. That's just absolutely not true.
If Daniel Jones had the weapons, if they switch teams right now,
yes,
if Daniel Jones is on the Jags and Trevor Lawrence on the Giants,
I want to vomit.
I'm telling you, it is people are probably
Hunter, I couldn't.
people are probably
I'm sorry.
The thing is, no,
that is such a laughable take. No,
No,
you can't even take it seriously. It's that bad.
It is serious, Jake.
No,
I
it's
guarantee
so
you.
bad.
Hayes, throw this on the TikTok because I guarantee you people agree with this. There's a very, very silent majority out there that believes that Daniel Jones is the same or a little bit better than Trevor Lawrence, but they can't say it because they'll be ridiculed by their friends and their family and these ESPN analysts. They know it. And Hunter and I are standing up for those little people.
Listen. I'll say this too.
No,
Daniel
it's
Jones
Jack. You're a Trevor Lawrence hater and you're biased. So no.
In his first,
You can speak for the past 5 minutes.
In Daniel Jones' first playoff game ever, he played almost perfect. Like, he played legit almost a perfect game. Trevor Lawrence had 4 picks in the first half and was lucky to come back.
And then threw a perfect game. And then
Trevor
when the lights got hot, when the lights got brighter, Trevor Lawrence looked great. Daniel Jones looked horrible.
Lost it.
Trevor Lawrence had a perfect passer rating in the second half. He legit was perfect. Daniel Jones
has been inconsistent.
Horrible.
But here's what I'm just failing to comprehend, okay? And me and Jack actually agree on this. I think Justin Fields could be a very, very, very good quarterback. However, when I start to fall off the ship, when I abandon ship, is when he starts talking trash about Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence went to Ohio State, it would be Jackson's great white hope. It would be almost a religious cult how he would view that man. He would think he's the greatest thing. No, it is. You hate Clemson. No.
Yes, you would. If Trevor Lawrence went to Ohio State, you would love him.
It's your hatred for Clemson, which I share. I understand
Trevor Lawrence was an SEC quarterback or a Big Ten quarterback or a Pac-12 quarterback. I don't think you understand. Trevor Lawrence has had it so easy his entire life. He played in a joke conference when he was in high school. He then gets to the biggest joke conference in college football. He played in the ACC. He didn't have to play a game all year until he got to the playoffs. So he really got 12 bye weeks. And then he gets to the NFL. He gets the AFC South, where your only competition is the Tennessee Titans, who started a rocket scientist to end the year.
He was given the worst head coach, literally, of all time. Urban Meyer in the NFL is the worst head coach, him and Huey, of all time. So Trevor Lawrence had to unlearn everything Urban taught him last year. This is essentially his rookie year. And he put up these numbers. Now, I have a little graphic for you guys, because you do have a point. Right now, just based off this season, the difference between Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones, maybe it's not that big. Okay? But let's see the ceilings. Okay? I don't know, can you guys see that? No, you probably can't. The ceiling for Trevor Lawrence is like here. The ceiling for Daniel Jones is here. And they're like this and this right now. Daniel Jones cannot get that much better. Trevor Lawrence can be a top 5 quarterback in this league with his frame and his accuracy and his body. And don't give me that confused look, Jackson. All right. Anything else in this
ugly,
game?
So no. Eagles look good, though. Eagles did look very, very good.
Wait. One more thing about we're still on Chiefs.
No, we're on Eagles Giants.
Jags, right?
Nope. Pay attention.
Sorry. I have one more thing to add about the Chiefs game. Patrick Mahomes' injury. Tough time. That'll affect him come this Sunday in the AFC Championship game. He's going to play with a high ankle sprain. So I can't believe we glossed over that.
Thank you, Jackson.
Because no one in the media is talking about that right now. I guarantee you that hinders his performance.
Jackson, we were going to talk about that when we were talking about the Chiefs-Bengals matchup, but
I thought we already did. That's on me. You know, I'll take this. Yeah, that's on me. Sorry, I had some distractions.
All right, let's move on here. Bengals-Bills. It was a domination. Just blatantly clear. Bengals dominated offensively, defensively. They were able to run the ball a lot better than I thought they were going to. Dominated the Bills' D-line. And Joe Burrow looked great. In the snow, I think he started off like 9 of 9 or something for 160 yards and a touchdown, something like that. They look fantastic. And I think the most underrated thing right now is probably the Bengals' defense. And I forget who their defense coordinator is, but there was a thing on Get Up Morning today, and they discussed all these different schemes and stuff. They looked fantastic. Good for the Bengals. Jackson, you could talk about your Bengals.
Not my Bengals. I appreciate good football, and that's what the Bengals do. I want to say this. We put a clip out there about me talking about how hard the Bills had it this year. I think it got really misconstrued. I absolutely love the Buffalo Bills. I love Diggs. I love Josh Allen. That's a team I wish I could have seen them win the Super Bowl. I just think they had it harder than anybody else this year. I think they had it very tough, and I think that's why their season came to an end. Bengals, they haven't lost since they lost to the Browns on Halloween, and they lost by like 20. Just a great game. Burrow looked fantastic. The defense played great. I think Eli Apple right now, I think he's one of the most underrated cornerbacks in the NFL. I think he's very average, but I think he talks like he's Jalen Ramsey, and people think he's like, an Andrew Sendejo. Well, really, he's a really average quarterback, Cornerback. Gets the job done. Doesn't allow the deep ball. Not a lot of PIs on him. But no, overall, huge win for Cincinnati. And one of the craziest stats I saw, aside from their rookie year, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow have made the AFC Championship every year of their career. That's wild to me.
I have a question.
But,
I have a
it's a great
question
win for the Bengals.
that I need answered. Is Joe Burrow the second best quarterback in the NFL right now? Because based on what I've
Undoubtedly.
seen, I love Josh Allen. I'm a big fan of his physicality and the way he plays. But based on what we saw this season, he has to be the second right now. Does anyone hate that take? And I think right now it's Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and then like everyone else. I don't know if anyone's particularly close. I think Herbert, you can argue. I could see that. But I mean, outside of him, I don't know if there's anyone close.
The last 7 to 8 weeks of the season, Josh Allen did not look that good.
He just made too many mistakes with the football.
He got worse, I feel like.
That's his problem right now. Right, that's his problem right now.
Like, a top 3 quarterback doesn't.
But there.
Like, he looked much better last year.
Right, but I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. That's why Burrow jumped him. But there's just too much Josh Allen does for that football team to not put him top 3.
I don't know. I don't know where I would put him if I didn't have him at 3. Like, I don't know who I would put over him.
That's the problem.
But I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what I saw the past month and a half from Josh Allen.
I think he misses Dable too. I think he gave him some security and made sure he's more accurate than he was this year.
That's fair. But right now, I think it's Mahomes and Burrow. It's the best 2 in the NFL, with Allen trailing at 3rd. So,
all right. Yeah, we'll talk more about the Bengals when we get to the Bengals-Chiefs preview in a little bit here. Final game, Cowboys-Niners. Dak Prescott was... If he just played an average game, the Cowboys win. Because the Cowboys' defense played terrific. They held McCaffrey, I think, to 30 yards receiving and rushing. Debo only had 40. They didn't have all these huge explosive plays. And Dak, with the one interception, was horrible. A couple missed throws that could have been for a ton of yards. Yeah, Dak lost the Cowboys that football game. I am though a little bit worried about the Brock Purdy and 49ers, how they're going to do against that Philly defense.
I think we'll get there eventually. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a freaking fantastic day because Cowboys fans can get the fuck out of my life. It is so just beautiful. It's just absolute bliss. They are the most Stephen A. and me are so in line on this. If I had a Cowboys hat or Cowboy hat and a cigar right now, I would have it on. It is just it's just the constant. Oh my God, Dak is top 3. We're going to the Super Bowl. It's over. We are cleansed. They are indeed an accident waiting to happen. What the hell was that last play? Like, I don't think Mike McCarthy's that bad of a coach, but dear Lord, I don't know what that was. Dak Prescott, what are we doing here? We might be moving on from him. I don't know. It's like they act like they're the Patriots. It is closer to 2050 than the last time the Cowboys made the AFC Championship. And it's closer to 2060 or something like that than the last time they won the Super Bowl. I don't know if the 2060 one's correct, but the 2050 I know is for sure because I did the math on that. it's a cleansing, it's an alleviating feeling. Shout out Charlie Hagan, shout out Connor Williams, shout out all the other Cowboys fans out there. I know you guys made it to the playoffs, and my team hasn't done that since once in like the past 23 years, whatever it is. But at least we don't say we're freaking winning the Super Bowl every year like you pretentious douchebags do. Thank you. Have a nice trip in Cancun.
What was Dalton Schultz doing? Like those last two plays were so blatantly his fault. Or before the very last play, the two plays before that were so blatantly his fault, and that would have put the Cowboys up for a chance at Hail Mary around the 50-yard line. Like he screwed them over so bad.
Like it's not knowing the rules one because you run out of bounds backward, clock winds. All he used to do, lower the shoulder, because you're still going to be going forwards and you're fine. And it's like, how do you not tap the toe? Because at the very least, you get a Hail Mary out of it. But because of it, you ended up with, in my opinion, the worst last play in a divisional round that I can ever remember.
Yeah. I mean,
Start to finish, that play was terrible.
What a lackadaisical effort and lack of focus.
That's a great, you're right. Because no one in the Cowboys locked in that game except maybe Micah Parsons. Like the defense, they played a good game, but you're Dak Prescott, okay? You're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. You're making $40 million a year. You're Mike McCarthy. You're a Super Bowl champion head coach. You have been given the keys to America's team. You have it, and you put up 12 points in the divisional round. It's pathetic. Like it's inexcusable. You're the Dallas Cowboys. You have no excuse not to be great. You have an owner who's willing to spend billions of dollars. You're in Dallas, Texas. You're in a state with no income tax. Okay, so you have it's also beautiful there. You have every asset you need to get players to come to your team. You have an ungodly amount of money, unlimited practically, and you can't even win a divisional round game. And you beat the Eagles 40-34, and they're a game away from going to the Super Bowl. If you're Dallas, you're in trouble because this has just been a reoccurring theme for far too long. It's bad. It's really, really bad in Dallas because you're still paying Zeke a ridiculous amount of money. You're paying Dak a lot. You're going to have to extend CeeDee Lamb at some point. You're going to have to give Micah Parsons one of the biggest contracts in the history of the NFL. And at that point, you're going to lose corners. Oh, you got to pay Diggs too. The Cowboys are in trouble. This is a very, very troubling franchise. Yeah. And, it couldn't happen to a nicer franchise.
Mm-hmm. So we touched on the Cowboys, but just on the other side real quick. No longer are the 49ers winning games in spite of Brock Purdy. They're winning games because of Brock Purdy. And I know maybe that one wasn't necessarily, but just in general, the 49ers have played so good, and Brock Purdy is the catalyst of that team. Like, he's the leader of that team, him and Kittle. And that defense, I think, plays for them. Does that make sense? Like, I think, Kittle and Purdy have such a good relationship. And if Purdy isn't the starter next year, I don't know. That would be one of the dumbest mistakes Shanahan and that front office has ever made.
I wouldn't say leader, but he galvanizes the team. Because he's selfless. You can kind of sense that about him. Like, he has a swagger, but he's also really selfless. And he doesn't really take any of the credit or any of that stuff. I don't see a scenario where a team led by a rookie quarterback can make it to the Super Bowl. And maybe I'm proven wrong, because when Brock Purdy started week 12 and 13, me and Jack both said he looked phenomenal, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I think especially in that game against Dallas played really well. Brock Purdy struggled until George Kittle had that amazing one-handed catch. I don't know, we'll see. All right, any thoughts for recap before we go to predictions? All right, first game, 3 o'clock on Sunday. Niners, Eagles, and Philly. All right, who wants to go first here? Hunter.
This one is so hard because I hate picking against Brock Purdy. I feel like I can't do it. I feel like he's earned my pick. But I just don't see a scenario where the 49ers win this football game with a 7th-round quarterback. I know I keep saying that. A 7th-round rookie quarterback should not be making the Super Bowl. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit my head. It doesn't logically make sense. So I'm going to go the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Philadelphia Eagles put an end to the 49ers' kind of magical run here. Give me Jalen Hurts back to the Super Bowl. Or not back, but Eagles to the Super Bowl.
I fully agree with every single thing Hunter just said.
I agree as well. And I think Brock Purdy is, based on what I've seen, going to be back in this position, especially if that 49ers team stays as well balanced as they are right now. I just don't think they had the cleanest game against the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, Brock Purdy.
And the Eagles just played really well. And I think the Eagles are hungry. And I think, especially up front, they got some veterans on the line on both sides that this is kind of, it feels like their kind of last hurrah in some sense. Like last push of elite form. And I just think, especially up front, and it being in Philly, I think the Eagles just have that slight advantage, and I'm going to take the Eagles.
Yeah. I agree.
I would say I do think whoever dominates the line of scrimmage and can run the ball better, I do think wins the game.
I agree.
I do agree with that.
So, all three of you have picked Eagles, right? Okay. I think I'm going to join you. I want to talk it out real quick. Because you look at Sirianni, you look at Shanahan. I think Shanahan's one of the best coaches in the NFL. I think Sirianni's one of the best offensive coaches in the NFL. And you look at quarterbacks, yeah, I'm probably taking Jalen Hurts over Brock Purdy. But then I look at weapons, I like Deebo Samuel more than I like A.J. Brown. I like Kittle more than I like Zach Ertz. I like the Niners O-line more than I like the Eagles O-line. And then defensively, I love the Niners defense a lot more than I like the Eagles.
A lot?
I love this Niners defense. I think it's the best in the NFL. I think it's on a tier by itself, and I think there's another tier with no teams on it, and then I think it's the next tier of defenses. I love this Niners defense.
I think the Eagles secondary is much better than Niners secondary.
See, Jake, this is where I kind of disagree with you, because Dak put up 40 on this Eagles defense and put up 12 on the Niners.
Well, I mean, yeah, they didn't play great that day, but I think you just look at the Stars when they're at their best. The Eagles secondary is just stacked with talent.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying the Eagles, they've given up some pretty big games this year. The only big game the Niners have given up defensively was the Chiefs. I'm so torn on this game. I think it's so evenly split. And I think if Garoppolo was starting this game, I think I'd pick the Eagles easily. But because of Purdy, I want to pick the Niners. With that said, I hate to do this. I'm going to go Eagles sweep because I think, the Niners have played in California all year. It was 60 and sunny during their divisional round game. They're going into cold, wet Philadelphia with one of the loudest and just an egregiously loud and boisterous fan base. The conditions aren't going to be good. It's going to be loud. I think the Eagles' run game is better. I'll take the Eagles. But it's not a confident pick at all.
All right, Eagles sweep. I don't think we're going to sweep this game because I'm just going to guess we're going to have some splits on here. Bengals Chiefs and Arrowhead. I'm just going to say this really quick about the Bengals. Actually, did my rant about the Bengals fans go in the last episode, or was that in a deleted one? Okay, never mind then. I'm going to take the Chiefs here at home. I know Patrick Mahomes is hurt. I know the Bengals are on fire. When I close my eyes and I picture who's in the Super Bowl, I can't see the Bengals there twice, but knocking out the Chiefs 2 years in a row. And for that reason, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm completely opposite. I think Cincy goes into Arrowhead and absolutely stomps the Chiefs. I think this game's kind of a bloodbath. I think they embarrass the Chiefs. I think they embarrass Andy.
That's disrespectful.
This is a worse Chiefs team than last year. And Patrick Mahomes is on one leg. I know Patrick Mahomes is a stud. I understand that. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. But this Bengals team is just so much better than this Chiefs team, in my opinion, in almost all assets. They have Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. That is it. Everywhere else, I think the Bengals are better. And I think the Bengals can win this game by 2 or 3 scores. Like I think a lot of people are thinking this is going to be a really tight game. I could see this being a bloodbath, and where the Bengals just hammer them.
Disrespectful.
Hunter, you picked the Bengals to beat the Bills by 2 or 3 scores. I agreed with you. They beat them by 3 scores, beat them by 17. This game was pretty easy for me to decide on. I'm going to go Bengals here. Last three matchups, Bengals are 3-0. The Bengals just have this team's number. I don't know how, and I don't know why, and it doesn't really make sense to me, but they do. They always find a way to beat this team. And this is something that I am very passionate about. This, whenever a quarterback is, injured going into a game, it's not like the NBA or it's not like baseball where they can have like these miraculous performances. And in the NFL, when a quarterback's injured, it always screws something up. And I think I think it's going to happen this week too. I think Mahomes is going to run a lot more than he typically does. I don't think he's going to trust his leg. I don't think he's going to trust his progressions. I think he's going to try to scramble out of a lot more things than he typically does. And he's going to take a beating from Hubbard and Hendrickson and DJ Reader. And I think the Bengals win this game.
Oh, all right. I was very close in this game. The Patrick Mahomes injury doesn't help, but I made my decision being that I need to gain a game on Hunter before the Super Bowl and just hope he picks a team I don't think I was going to win the Super Bowl. So I would be taking the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a great game. I think the Chiefs are a little PO'd from last year with the Bengals beating them. Even though I have a lot of respect for Joe Burrow and all that the Bengals are doing, I think that they've heard the noise all offseason that they weren't going to be as good. After their hot start, there's people saying, well, they aren't as good. It was just a hot start, whatever. I think they're going to be just fine, and I think they pull out a gutsy win, and it's going to be a close game. I want to say within 3 points. I'm going to. It'll be a game-winning field goal to win it.
For this game, I think Mahomes is obviously going to play really well. But due to his injury, I think the X factor here, Isaiah Pacheco, their 7th-round pick, who has gotten a lot more carries these past, 5-6 games. That kid's he's a stud. He hits hard. He's not great, but he does his job extremely well. He's like a little bowling ball, just going across, hitting people. I think he rushes for 80, 90 yards here, and I think he really helps with the Patrick Mahomes injury. You establish the run game, and then you can throw from there. All right. Any more thoughts on this game before we conclude?
Yeah, like last year when the Chiefs lost and Jackson Mahomes went home, I think that was the best moment of the postseason last year, and I really hope it happens again. Sorry, I have just such a disdain and hatred for people like Jackson Mahomes. Got all this fame and wealth off his talented brother. He didn't do a thing.
Carter or Hunter? Carter, feel free. Don't be shy. Okay, Carter, no.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I got it. I just want to say I think the games will be great. I'm super excited to watch. That was all. My mic just wasn't unmuting for some reason when I was pressing the button. Have a great weekend or week whenever this comes out. Weekend. Have a great month. Do you?
Carter, that's beautiful. Jackson, is there a special announcement that you would like to give out, or are we waiting to do that?
Yeah, no, we'll throw it out here because by the time this is uploaded, this should be all finalized. Frenemiesports.com. Go check it out. A lot of cool features on it. You'll have we have our own blog page. 4 of us will have our own columns on it. You'll get a little more insight into how we see the sports world. And then, obviously, we didn't forget about the Frenemies universe, which is why we created the Frenemies Sportsverse. It's Frenemies' own form of social media. You go onto the website, you go over to the forum. It's the Frenemies Sportsverse. You can post and create whatever you want. Unlike Twitter and Instagram, we're not going to censor you. We don't have bullshit rules. It's going to be awesome. Nothing really is off limits, and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, just want a quick shout out to Jackson O'Neal. I think most people thinking after we got a website it was a team effort. It was not a team effort. It was an individual. Michael Jordan, 80 points. He did it all for us. Jackson, thank you.
One other quick shout out. Jackson's been doing great work recently with the website. Shout out to Hayes, our editor as well. I run the TikToks where like the more formal ones with the phone. The edits he does from these episodes are crazy. I don't know how to do them. He's a wizard with it all. He's doing great work recently. So shout out to Hayes.
We'll get Hayes on one of these episodes for a little cameo. Just people know who's doing all like the big work. All right. With any other thoughts, thanks for listening. We'll see you later.